first half.
Oh.
I'm just going to tell you right now, we lost it. It's not there.
Okay.
So, I've got to find a better way to do this. I've tried 10 different screen recorders, recording straight from FLIR. Like, this has just been a nightmare.
Yeah.
So, again, I mean, we still have plenty of time we're going to be spending together. So, we're going to have at least the back half of this. But yeah, the last 45 minutes, and we weren't getting much out of the Pinckney Mansion anyway.
No.
So, again, I'm not going to say it's a total.
That's me.
Okay.
I was closing the. Well, not anymore.
Did she show you how to reset it in case it goes wonky
Yeah.
like that? Okay.
See, I know what I'm doing now.
Well, the trick is like when it keeps going off like that, you want to keep testing it. Is it paranormal or is it you moving the device? So you keep it flat and you click the button with your thumb to make sure it's going back to a straight EMF field. But you're getting little blips, which is interesting. Definitely turn up your spirit boxes here. Let's go ahead and get some recording here. Definitely head up to the front as long as you're not interrupting other tours. Like me and London will be over here with your kids. We're not going to let them get away. Just keep in mind, other tours stop right in front of it. So, again, I do everything I can not to be in their way.
Those guys are just
Sorry, but I have that singing on all of our audio.
This is bad. I thought that guy was like a rock star.
Hardly. Yeah, hey. You know, as a former musician that actually masters music,
Why is she going crazy?
I don't know.
It's the one thing that doesn't record, and she's going absolutely crazy.
So ask about that her being a pirate. Yeah, the pirate's life for me.
You like talking, just talk.
I'm just talking to the air and asking her what her name is every 5 seconds because I can't remember squat about the chick. She said something English. What did you say?
I'm gonna sit over here again.
What? Are you okay? You start feeling bad? What's the matter? What's the matter?
Nothing. I'm fine.
What's wrong?
Nothing.
Why did you get up and walk off for?
So over here, like my head feels fine, but when I was over there, it's like,
You have a headache?
but I don't over here. It was when I was sitting down over there, it was like right here in my head.
I'm gonna show him his batteries are dead.
You see in the building,
Yeah, that's what he was saying. That used to be a different part of the building. That was a mercantile place for a while.
where it has the pitch shape right there.
Yeah.
That's cool. Oh, so what are these things in the building?
I don't know. Unless that's some kind of another thing to. Oh, you know what? I bet it is for the structural part where it's so old,
Mm-hmm.
and that probably is newer structural stuff. Kind of pull it back together.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
It's pretty accurate. Okay, I'm gonna walk. I don't know.
people like to come to number 48. They say like the EMFs and they've actually heard different things out of the spirit boxes from spot number 48. I don't know why, but it's common. The people are just, I don't know why, just drawn to the spot.
That's
So,
crazy.
Just weird. So from here, I think we're gonna call it because we're not getting much here at all. I'll be honest, guys. Like, this is super light. So unless whatever I find and discover in the spirit box, I mean, I just went through London's list. There's literally very vague terms on there, and of course, whatever we find on the 2 videos there. We have had some spikes, so that's excitable. But I like a little bit more proof. I want more words. I want definitive things.
Right.
So I am going to go through and kind of give you the gist. Did you guys notice the alley that we passed up when we were coming up Cumberland Street?
Yeah. Yeah.
So I'm going to tell you, do you guys know the story of that place? About the
No.
doctor that came down here?
No.
Alright, so I'm going to give you that story before we move to the last spot, just in case something wants to pop up there. That's a little nice. Let's see if it keeps going off. Again, nothing. Yeah, I mean, always click it. Whenever it's going wonky, just always reset it. So that is called Philadelphia Alley. It's easy for me to remember because that's where Eliza Pinckney is buried. So it's called that because Philadelphia helped us after one of our many fires. I told you guys about, we had dozens before. But that used to be called Dueler's Alley. So that's where all the duels used to occur for the city of Charleston. Now, we all tell the story of one specific duel, and I would take people down there. I used to take people down there, but it's residential at the end. I'm the one who got caught. London laughs. She was there that night when the new owner of the mansion came out and started screaming at me and my group. And
Dang Thanksgiving.
Yeah, Thanksgiving. It was the night before. We'll never forget it. So, anyway, the duel that happened is a guy that moved down here from Rhode Island. His name is Dr. Joseph Brown Ladd. He moves down here because he's supposed to get married to his fiancée, Amanda. Amanda just inherited a bunch of money from her dead parents. The attorney handling all that money for her told her to get rid of the doctor. I think he's just after your money. So he comes in here to Charleston. He's dressed pretty well. The coachman that brings him into town, he sets him up to be robbed and killed. Not a very good start. So, someone walking by named Ralph Isaacs, who has the same initials of where the doctor came from, Ralph Isaacs, Rhode Island. We never know where the RI is coming from the spirit boxes until we get the extra clue. But he takes him over to 59 Church Street. This is Street right here because of the big tall steeple. That's St. Philip's. So he takes him to 59 Church Street. The two become friends. The doctor's practice starts to take off. He becomes known as the Whistling Doctor. Amanda's moving down soon. He's making lots of money. He's doing pretty well. Him and Ralph used to go see plays together, but based on the hierarchy of Charleston, the doctor made more money, so he gets better seats. So they couldn't even sit next to each other. They used to talk about plays on the way home after going to see them. They start arguing one night about one of the new actresses that was here in town. The doctor loved her. Ralph didn't. They start arguing. Ralph starts insulting the doctor's fiancée, Amanda, back home. Obviously, they get pretty pissed at each other. They go their separate ways. Now, Ralph, being from here, goes to his friends at the newspaper, and he puts an ad in the paper telling the whole city what a disgrace of a man the doctor is to the city of Charleston. Not a very cool thing to do. The doctor sees the ad. He rebuttals with, let's go to Dueler's Alley. We're going to settle this. Somebody's going to die. So they come down. They take their 20 paces. They turn. The doctor points his gun in the air. And he shoots. He didn't want to kill his friend. And to be honest with you, 75% of all the duels that occurred back in those times, it was usually a shot in the air or a shot to the ground. It was about the bravery of showing up and willing to die with whatever you were fighting about. So, he didn't want to kill his friend. He shot his gun in the air. Ralph has one shot. He puts it in the kneecap. I'm going to shoot London tonight.
Hey.
Puts it in the kneecap of the doctor, so the doctor didn't die. Instead, his friends carried him home to 59 Church Street, where he died 10 days later, probably from bleeding out. Yes, he was a doctor, and the only way to get rid of that bullet wound was to bleed himself out. They say as you walk through the alley, you guys are pretty close with your hotel, you can hear the whistles from the doctor. When you're walking through there on your own, because I can't take you there, you can actually turn on your voice recorders on your phone and listen to it later. Try to be as still as possible as you're walking through. Now, granted, it is the most beautiful spot we have in all of Charleston, the most picturesque place, day or night. It is also super quiet. Now, hecklers in town, down Queen Street in Cumberland, they're going to throw a whistle down the alley. So, they just confirmed it. So, you guys know what a human whistle sounds like. You're going to be listening for something faint. Like, I can't even do it. It's going to be super faint. But again, the other cool thing about that alley that I'll send you guys down there for, because you've mentioned so much history, right outside the mansion at the end on the Queen Street side, the bricks are going to get older as you walk along. The bricks at the end were sun-dried by slave children. There's a handprint and several fingerprint swipes in those bricks that you can see. And you can see how small the handprint is. So, it is a piece of our history. Those are found in 3 locations of Charleston. If you actually Google handprint Charleston, there's a Post and Courier article that'll tell you all locations. But that one in particular is just outside that guy's front door. And my people always wanted to stop and take a picture, put an EMF near it. It's kind of like it's a grave. You don't normally find a whole lot of activity in graves, just because you're not going to hang out where you're buried. Now, with what we're going to do tonight, we're testing that because I do get so many people that want to go to some type of cemetery of some sort because of the name of the tour. I understand that. So we have 2 cemeteries here. You'd be surprised how many people don't book because when they call me and I tell them we're not going through cemeteries, they get pissed.
Oh.
You're not going to hang out where you're buried. Okay, thanks, bye. That's what I get. All right. Somebody else will buy those tickets. Don't worry about it. But anyway, so that is a very interesting place. It also used to be called Cow Alley. That was how it started, because that's where they kept the livestock for the city of Charleston. So if you own livestock, it was kept in that alley. So last night we had the word pig show as I'm about to tell the story of the doctor. So it was kind of like, all right, I guess I'm going to tell this story. So we're going to go check out this cemetery. Again, I don't know what this is going to look like for us because there might be other groups there. I'm sure other groups are going to be there, but it is the circular church. I don't know any history on it yet. We're basically looking to see if anything comes through your spirit box and London spirit box about anybody that might be inside. Hopefully it's going to be related to that Henry Lawrence Pinckney that I mentioned earlier. I definitely want some footage out of you over the cemetery. I definitely want to in the event somebody's actually going through the cemetery, certain tours around here have access, and you see actual bodies, point that out audibly. Say, there's a tour walking through along those lines, so that way I know it's not obviously crazy heat moving, and I'm looking into the thermodynamics laws to make sure we're looking at the right thing. So let's go take a walk over there and let's see what we can do. Okay, you guys are really testing my ability for storytelling tonight. I'm all out of order. I normally tell the Philadelphia story before we come over here. You know, I'm all over. I'm like, let me give a few extra things because they're really close by. Parking meters.
Parking meters.
This is the front of the powder magazine.
Yeah, we walked by this earlier, but I didn't.
I want you guys to take note of this house. I'm going to tell you about this house once we pass it up over here. That little cottage, they call it the Nicholas Trott House. Nicholas Trott was the first Chief Justice in the colonies. So they call it that because that's where he was staying before his house was being moved. He was moving into his house where Dock Street Theater sits now. It's a misnomer that he lived there the entire time. He just rented it out for a short period of time. The Dock Street Theater is one of the top 10 haunted locations in the country. I don't have enough evidence to prove that because I've been in there dozens of times, but Dock Street Theater's history and the look of it, they didn't want to take away from the history of that building, so they moved it to where he rented his little tiny cottage before he moved there. Now, if you guys go to Dock Street Theater, you can visit it during the daytime and just go check it out. But in the back in the courtyard, there's, I don't even know, what do they have? I'm trying to think of what's in that little courtyard there. There is stuff there, but there's almost like a little corner that's almost like it's part of the building, like it's part of the next building. But that was Nicholas Trott's privy. So, it's the elevator. So it's an elevator over there now in the courtyard to go up to the whatever floor. So in that elevator was his privy. So basically, you're standing on the first Chief Justice's mess below you because the remains are still going to be there, obviously. But again, just an interesting bit of history because Dock Street Theater has so much history. That little place, it's a misnomer. Somebody lives there now. I don't even want to know what they paid to buy that piece of history because I know what they pay for other little pieces of land around here, and it's crazy. You know? So look at all these tours coming through. I'm just taking a lot of mental notes for myself because this is a very popular spot that everybody likes to go to the Circular Church. If they're not going to stop by those gates up there, we're definitely going to get some footage. I definitely want you listening in on your spirit box close to your ear because I don't want to interrupt them, but he's going to probably stop right next to the damn cemetery.
Valley.
Valley? Mm-hmm. No glasses on right now.
Get some.
Can do. But again, I'm trying to test the waters here to see if I can add this on. So again, there's a lot of history in that place. I want to dive more into it. There is some rumor that people have seen Revolutionary War figures walking through the cemetery.
They're going in.
Yeah, he has access to it. So other companies around here, they pay to use this certain, like the jail bulldog. That's probably a bulldog tour there. I can tell by the size of it. Most people go on bulldog tours because they're cheap. So again, it's not that they don't have great stories, but they're telling a lot of myths and legends, which we're
I
diving
think
into.
that's what me and
You
Jesse
did,
were.
yeah.
Yeah. Because we went to the jail.
Did you go to the jail? Did you do the investigation, or did you just do the tour?
I think we just did the tour.
They didn't have any tools?
No.
Okay, yeah, you just did the tour. Alright, so we're going to get up there. We're going to take about 5 minutes of footage while they're in there. I don't care what they say about us recording, but we're going to right?
I had the song, it's like one shot, two shot, three. What's the song? It's like by Kenny Chesney. It's like the shot song. You know what I'm talking about?
Always drink the drinking
Yeah.
song.
So, Henry Lawrence Pinckney is actually buried in this general vicinity over here, so I definitely get some footage over there. Definitely get some recording going. Move slowly with your cameras. Definitely put your ear up to your ear so you guys can hear it. You have nothing going on right now? Nothing. Any EMF over here whatsoever? Piano?
I did not know.
See that?
That was orange.
Did you go to Orange? Sort of peering over your shoulders.
You're good.
Yeah, I haven't done any footage up here at all. Where's your cold spots going at? Are they like off in the distance? I don't see your cold pointer at all. See how that little dot shows up from time to time? So again, it's obviously much easier to watch this stuff on
Yeah.
computers and TV. I upload it to YouTube first, so that way you guys can watch it on your TVs if you want. But I also embed the video on the website so you can watch it on your computer, so whatever's easier for you guys. I'm just super disappointed that we actually haven't had a lot of activity show for you guys.
Oh, I've had a great time.
Yeah.
Let's make some more fun. Let's not lie about it.
Well, that's what I mean, when we went to the Sorrel Weed house, we really didn't get much of
Anything.
anything.
We had a good
but
time.
yeah, and
Just
then
learn the history
all
of
right,
it all.
but like I said, that same night is when in our hotel room, it just everything was crazy.
If you don't mind me asking, what room are you guys staying in the lodge out?
Oh, it's a private home.
Oh,
We
okay.
did a
VRBO.
thing.
Okay.
46.
E.
46
Yeah. I think 46 E.
Yeah, because room 304 is the haunted room at Lodge Hour.
Oh,
So
okay.
I've been waiting for somebody to stay there.
Yeah.
And granted, I've had their salespeople like on my tour, and I've taken them up there and they didn't say anything to me. And they're like, "You need to come talk to our cleaning staff. They'll tell you stories all day."
Oh,
So next summer, the wife and I are going to be taking a tour through all the different haunted hotels downtown here.
yeah.
So that way we can actually solidify and verify what's going on down here
Right.
with the hotel claims.
That'd be cool.
So some people are going to be pissed because I'm going to debunk a lot of it.
Well, but I mean, I think that helps people really see what's going on versus just.
You're getting a little bit of flickering going on. It's
Yeah.
not lightning.
I was seeing that earlier too.
Is there a Fitzgerald? Or Fitzy or something?
It's like Fitzy.
Yeah.
I'm literally waiting for Henry's name to come.
Hers, bro. You know?
I think we're done recording. See if police officer pulling up and stopping. Not that we're doing anything illegal, but let's start heading back down towards the powder magazine. When you get this party wrapped up, we'll walk slowly. Stop. I think you would have been here a lot quicker than that. I would hope so. Thanks for allowing me to experiment, guys.
Yeah.
Oh, no, thanks for letting us come along. We had a good time.
I would love to hear your side.
And then do I need to stop this or just leave it go?
Let it go until we get down there, and then I'll kind of get you guys my cars and like all the devices.
No, they would scare me too much. Do it. No, I'm sorry.
And obviously, you guys know we rack for hotels.
Yeah.
Pretty close.
Is his name Rachel?
And our garage is actually on this street.
Sees another
So
person walk by.
I actually put
Was that a
parking for us at the end. I got tired of fighting for parking every night,
Right.
so I just rent a garage every month.
Ghost is pretty chill, just like that. That was the first. Even worse.
I almost walked into that place.
Much easier to get to the car at the end versus trying to
Yeah.
race back to the beginning.
There's a street sign.
Of course, if the tour changes too much over the next year, I'll move my parking garage somewhere else.
Judge for the case. Today he'd be recused, but back then he
This is definitely not my normal routine, which was actually really nice because like I had to remember like which stories do I want to tell you what order.
Figure.
So figure, definitely keep yours running. So I'll collect yours last one. So Johnny, I'm going to take yours just because it has its own separate pocket. Nice job with asking questions about it. So looks like you guys are going to have probably about 20 minutes worth of video total.
Cool.
Based on how many minutes I know are on that SD card because I have to clear it every day.
Do you have the keys to the car?
What questions do you guys have for me? I mean, I know we did a lot of chatting tonight.
So we can go and get my book.
I'll take yours, Kate. Nice job. Again, my apologies about the beginning of the
no
video.
worries.